Hello again, friends. It's me. Like I say, I've been on a bit of a roll with these videos, enjoying this camera. I thought I'd just show you I'm very lucky where I live. Not only do I have access to beautiful woods and walks, but at the very bottom of my garden is a canal, and this is actually it. And you can walk round and down this public footpath, the old towpath that's been improved. If I try and turn the camera around, see if we can do this. I'll just turn it around, I think, and you can see the canal, my garden. It's the bottom of my garden there. There's some ducks in the canal, and actually we walk just a little bit further along. You can see where I gather. Some of you know that I make tinctures. I've posted up some pictures of the tinctures that I make of wild herbs. It's basically a kidney tonic, but and a little bit of liver and gallbladder as well. And again, it's a lovely spot because there's no animals here grazing. It's a totally wild little spot, and yeah, I harvest nettles, dandelion. There's horsetail that grows right by the side here, which is great, by the canal. So that's all really good stuff. What else goes in there? A cleaver as well. There's cleaver that grows all over the place here. So I'll just turn it around, you can see what I mean. It's a bit breezy, so there's probably a bit of camera noise. It's another mild grey autumn day here. Yeah, I'll turn around. That's the common. Yeah, and there's a lovely double lockdown here as well along the way. They've been doing a heck of a lot of work on here. Anyhow, the other thing I wanted to just share briefly a little bit about was you know, about the detoxification process really, and you know, the validity of it, and the long-term you know, what's our diet and the ideal diet for us. And you know, there's been a lot of debate about this, and quite a good friend of mine who you know, a lot of resistance has come up for him around it, and I think he thinks it's flawed, and it's a shame because I certainly don't feel that way, and I have a lot of confidence in the process. I think the principles are very, very sound. I think there are some questions long term about what's the ideal balance, but certainly to detoxify the body, we need definitely, I think, the astringent fruits like the citrus, and even though there's some question about the sugar content on, but I think to actually get the lymph system moving, you definitely need the astringency of fruits. You know, they're very powerful on pulling and opening up the lymph system, getting those kidneys filtering. And you know, as I posted the picture about the kidney filtration, you know, there's a logic to this, a science and an art to detoxification, and even the regeneration, you know, to get the cells remembering their genetic perfection is pretty important, I think. And you know, this is the only way that makes sense to eat foods that alkalize us internally, that aren't obstructive. And yeah, absolutely, the amount of protein we need, the amount of fat we need. You know, there are very few people who've got themselves pretty clean, so it's difficult to know. It's not that difficult to know, you know, the ideals. Anyhow, so and there's been some debate recently that's caused quite a lot of, sadly, quite a lot of sort of splitting off into different factions, which I'm sad about, I must admit. And I think that there is, you know, that looking at the hybridization of fruits, of our foods, you know, it definitely dilutes the concentration of the minerals and the vitamins and elevates artificially the sugar levels. Yep, for sure, I get that. And I think it's a good point to bear in mind for long-term kind of maintenance. You know, to be taking, you know, I think I use, you know, the superfood blend that Dr. Morse does. That's a very, very good product, very concentrated, high mineral content in that. You know, and you know, I think taking some simple concentrated green powder superfood blend like that, find a good quality one. Yeah, long term, definitely good idea. And you know, I think vegetables as well, you know, some vegetable consumption, absolutely no problem, you know, and each of us has to find our level of fruit and vegetables that works for us. And you know, that's quite a transition process as well. You know, Eric talks a lot about that, and I have a lot of respect for that. But when people are, you know, poorly and sick and they're very congested lymphatically, you know, you can't hang about. You've got to get in there and get that body opened up. You know, the elimination pathways opened up, and that's not just the intestines. It's the kidneys, the lymphatic system, and the kidney filtration that I know. You know, Dr. Morse goes on and on about, but for very good reason. It's because it's at the root of many of our, if not all of our ailments, our poor level of health that most people are experiencing at younger and younger ages. You know, and iridology is a beautiful tool to help. I find it, I have a lot of confidence in it as a tool to help us see where the lymphatic congestion's heavy, and where the weaknesses are genetically. Sure, quite how long it takes for the irises to change colour, but they change. I'm sure they do. I know they do. You know, I've seen enough. You know, that I've seen enough different examples. But it does take time. You know, it does seem to vary hugely how much time it takes. Anyhow, here we are down at the locks. I think it's enough sort of ramblings for this one. Love to you all. Keep detoxing, keep working on that body, clearing those obstructions, and long term, you know, maintain the strength and wellness. It's important. Here we are. Just turn it around and say bye bye for now.